Thanks for checking out our video. Today we're going to take a look at this 1975 Honda CB550 Four in Sunrise Flake Orange. It's a 1975 model year bike. It's in really nice condition. Low miles, runs great as you saw. Everything works. Nice original bike, original paint, seat. Just a perfect bike to add to your collection, your vintage Honda collection or Japanese collection or any motorcycle. Don't really want to call it a museum bike or nothing like that. It's in great shape, but it has been used, so I'll do some close-ups with it here. I'm sure we'll spot a few flaws here and there. I'd say it's about 95% original. I'll point out a couple little things that have been changed and tell you what we've done to the bike since we've had it. Let's see, the bike's got a little under 10,000 miles, 9,786 as of right now. Just in the last 2 days, I've personally put, as you can see, just about 30 miles on it. Fun bike to ride. It's like the little brother to the CB750. I mean, if you kind of go at this angle, you could almost even, if you didn't see the mufflers, you could think that that was a CB750. But mufflers are kind of interesting on these. They had the little Coke bottle, the 4 individual pipes, and it's kind of rare to find a 550 that still has its original exhaust, because they're made, especially the muffler section, were made out of kind of thin metal, and then just moisture over the years would rot holes in them. So then everybody would change them out to a 4-to-1 Kirker or maybe a Mac exhaust or something like that. So I think there is a company that's reproducing these now, but these aren't reproductions. These are the original Honda mufflers. Alright, let's go in a little bit closer. She's still got the yellow. Actually, these were probably clear back in 1975, but the plastic on them has yellowed over the years. But it still has its original levers there with the plastic on them. And it doesn't look like it's ever been down here. No scrapes or anything on the lever. We did put some new grips on it, kind of what would have been a little probably more correct to the late 70s Hondas. It had, when we got it, it had some aftermarket foam grips or something on it, which just don't look right. So it's got a braided, stainless braided front brake cable. That was on it when we got it. It's in excellent shape, so we left that alone. So that's kind of a nice upgrade, actually, having those braided stainless brake cables, so they don't flex or clog like the old rubber ones did. Got your remember, preserve nature, always wear a helmet, think safety, kind of the old decal that all the 70s Hondas had on the gas tank. Just a little close up of the infamous, or the famous Flake Sunrise Orange. Seems like that's one of the most popular Honda colors of the mid-70s. They used them on a lot of different years and models. And these haven't been repainted. This is original paint. So, yeah. Really nice for original paint. Got your helmet holder decal there. As you can see on your badge here, we didn't touch any of that up. It's got just that little bit of a flaking there on the original badge with the little jeweled F. They just don't make stuff like that anymore, unfortunately. The tanks, they had the little goldish colored trim. A lot of times if you find a bike that does still have that trim on it, they're kind of, the clear on them will be kind of flaking and they just don't look very good. But that one's pretty nice. Still has its original clips holding it in position. So this is a 1975 model year. It was built as one of the very first of the 75 model years, built in June of 74. Serial number 1200 328. So most likely the 75 model years started out with the 1200001. So this would be the correct me if I'm wrong down there in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that that's going to be the 328th bike of the 1975 model year. So kind of an early one. I'm not sure how many they made, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 10,000 or something for that year. Fork boots, good shape. I don't see any splits or anything on those. There's that, as you can see, the upper, that nice braided stainless cable, and you come down here, the lower one's got that as well. So, right down here to the steel line that goes into the caliper, so the rubber lines are all gone. Headlight ears look really nice. No bends and crinkles in those. Even the chrome on this bike. Usually when we look at the Japanese bikes, from the 70s, it was never show chrome, but usually you'll see some pitting and just weathering in the chrome. But this one it's the typical 70s quality chrome. It's not like brand new show car chrome, but it's in really nice shape. I don't see the typical pitting and stuff that you would see in the chrome. Original horn, that works good. So look at you look at your bolts here. This is the original horn. You can still see the CAD plating. Hopefully that's not showing up blurry. It looks kind of blurry in my view. Try it this way. There we go. You can see the CAD plating still on the hardware. Exhaust, all four of them have a nice chrome color. You don't see a bunch of bluing or what you'd also used to see. You'd see rust on the back sides. Don't see that on this one. CAD, your original CAD plating there on the carb, your idle adjustment stop. Carburetors, we did go through them, completely disassembled them. We've got a really fancy ultrasonic cleaner, so we put the car bodies to the ultrasonic cleaner. Try to use all the original jets. We don't like to use any of the jets out of the rebuild kits because you just don't know what you're getting a lot of times. So use the original jets and just new rubbers, rubber O-rings on your, because these have the pressed in jets and needles, or the needle seats, so you got to get those new O-rings on there so that stuff doesn't leak or it'll never run right. So that's all been done. She's running pretty good. She's running really good. And here at the bottom, foot pegs, good condition here. Still got your yellow Honda inspection paint. Your mufflers, Honda, if you can see that, CB500 SR 3 or 8, yeah, SR HM 323. Get my words straight here. This is another thing you get the 70s bikes, and everybody would put the big, big tall sissy bars on them, and they would pull the original grab rail off of them, and then turn signals would be mounted, you know, with all these homemade brackets and stuff. So luckily that didn't happen to this one. This, you know, this is exactly the way it came to us, with its original rear grab rail. You know, the turn signals are mounted correctly with the little brackets and the little rubber pieces in there. So taillight lenses was typical back then. The original selling dealer would put their little decal on there, so I think that's pretty cool when you can tell exactly where the bike was originally sold from. This one was sold at Motorsports Cycle, Honda and Triumph Sales and Service in Athens, Tennessee. So anybody know if they're still in business? Let me know, I'm curious. Or maybe they morphed into, or bought out and morphed into another business or something. Most of the time when you research these old 70s motorcycle dealers, you know, you can't figure out anything about them. They're long gone. There's your, of course, your Honda decal on the seat, and there's your tire pressure weight decal. Tires, as you can see, good looking tire, plenty of tread left there. Don't see any cracking or anything like that in the sidewall anywhere. Rim looks good. Alright, coming down this side, do some more close-ups. There's your label on your mufflers again. Paint. Look at the paint on these. I just can't believe how nice original paint is. It's hard to find, you know, when you go to shows and you look at these bikes that have been repainted. It's kind of, they rarely get the flake correct. We've bought, you know, the paint before from some of the different vendors online and redone the bikes, and they'll get the, you know, the color looks really good, but the size of the flakes is usually a lot larger on the ones I've seen anyway. Maybe there's somebody else that's got it perfected. There's a gas tank. There's these candy paints, you know, almost every paint job was different too, depending on how thick they put the candy layer, because they would start out usually with like a silver base and then spray the candy over that. And depending on how thick the candy got, it would change the color a little bit. As you can see on the top of this one, looks like it got a little thin there next to the filler neck. You can but there's no, I'm not seeing any dents or dings or anything in this. Well, there's one little tiny, see if you can see, one little tiny impression right here, about the size of a nickel. Not really visible unless you hit it with the light just right. So there's one little thing. So let's see if you see anything else. Maybe one little tiny scratch right there, about the size of a pencil lead, or smaller even. That's about it. Other than that, I would say this body set is flawless, except for those couple little things, which for being you know, just a couple years shy of 50, I'd say that's pretty good. Mirrors, original mirrors. Same thing over here. Got your clear coat on the lever. Headlight here. Your odometer, your trip meter, all that's working good. Gauges are working good. Like I said, all the lights, everything are working. All your indicator lights here, your turn signals, brake, tail light, headlight, high, low, horn, all that stuff. Alright, let's go A little close up on this side. Some new clear fuel line. These would have had black fuel line from the factory. I prefer to use the clear, just so that you can see the fuel flowing. You know, when you turn the gas on, you know, make sure you got the fuel flowing good. So, ignition switch in the original spot. A lot of these, you know, they sold the little triangle bracket that you'd mount up, you know, right here, and put your turns or your ignition switch up here. But that's where Honda put it, right down here under the left front side of the gas tank. Again, nice chrome exhaust. Foot pegs in great shape. Still got a center stand, that's what I'm missing. Just a nice original bike. Still some more of the yellow paint on the lines. Some rivets there. That was the stuff that there's a little bit more of the I guess it would be the Honda, you know, QA inspectors on the assembly line. You know, they would check certain things, and that's how they would mark if they had checked it or not. They put the little dab of yellow paint to show that they had looked at it. Well, let's fire it up. So I got the fuel on already. We've got the ignition switch on these, let's see, off, on, and park. So you do have a park position. Gotta be careful with the park position, because as you can see, the key will come out in the park position. And the park, the only thing it does is leaves your tail light illuminated. So if you're not paying attention and you go from run to park and pull your key out and walk away, you're gonna come back to a dead battery. So as long as you turn your key off, you know, in the counterclockwise direction, you'll be all right when you come and pull the key out. So key on. Let's see. Let's run through the switches, make sure everything's still working. Here's your horn. Turn signal. Oh, this does still even still has the original buzzer. All these, you know, the 70s Hondas like to have the little turn signal beeper on them, I guess, to remind you that you had your signal on. So most guys would unplug those or chuck them as soon as they got home, but some people left them. This one still has it. So when you hit your turn signals, you get to listen to that the whole time. And the more you revved your bike, the flash, or the faster the turn signals would flash. So, left front, left rear, right front, right rear. Also, you got your handlebar indicator. Alright, so this is one of the last years you could actually turn the headlights off on a motorcycle. In the US anyway, before it became federal law that motorcycles had to have headlights on all the time, right about 76 or so. So right now, headlight is off. We'll go headlight on, and we're in low. So that's going to turn our low beam on. And tail light. And when we go to high beam, it'll turn our high beam indicator on, which is going to be kind of tough to see. In the daylight, I mean, it is working, it's tough to tell. But anyway, there's your high, low, high, low, and let's go back to off. Starter button works, obviously, we just used it. Kill switch. There we go. And after a few seconds, your oil pressure light comes on. Okay, if you want to restart it, starts right up. Quick push. Kickstarter works on it, works great too. And in case you don't know what the lever is, I love how Honda tells you right there, Kickstarter. Kind of cool. I'd love to do a ride video with you, but I don't have a fancy GoPro to mount on my head to do a ride video, so what you saw in the intro there is about the best I can do. But the clutch, all the riding of the transmission, clutch, all that's in excellent working condition on this one. Bike starts right up, even when it's cold. Give her just the choke, hit the button. I mean, you can almost instantly come into about half choke when it starts. I mean, and then let it warm up for a few minutes. What else can I tell you? Yeah, I mean, all the transmission gears goes all the way up. It's 5-speed. It's here. I'll show you that on the cases over here. It's kind of neat. Back then, there you can see your shift pattern, how many gears, 5-speed transmission, everything working good there. Just a nice, clean, original CB550. So about the only things that I know of here that are not original are, of course, the braided stainless brake lines. And like I said, we did put the new grips on there. Obviously the tires have been replaced at some point with 10,000 or just a little under 10,000 miles. Those have been replaced. Front tire, I don't know if we showed that one to you. Front tire still in great shape. You can see on the sides, it even still has the little nubbies there. Looking good there. Continental tires on it, I believe, front and rear. Let me double check. Where's the brand at? Yep, Continental tires, front and rear. Of course, the battery has been replaced. So tires, brake lines, grips, battery. Other than that, I'd say she's all original. Oh, let's look under the seat. Let me show you that. Oh, inside the gas tank. I always like to show that. So kind of tough to do one-handed here, but let's set those keys down. Come on. There we go. Gas tank looks pretty good inside. Not spotless. There's a little bit of I don't know if you can see it or not. Very minor rust in a few places, but I still see the nice clean original metal in most of it. So it's nothing that I would want to do a liner or anything like that. I would leave this. The best thing you can do is just leave that alone. As long as you use the bike a little bit and run it, keep some fresh fuel, preferably non-alcohol fuel, it most likely will never get any worse than that right there. So I would leave that alone. The liners just seem like, if you don't do the liners perfectly, they just cause more headache than they're worth. under the seat here. Just a second. I gotta put a little push down on the seat just a hair here with my, there we go, my elbow. All right. So there's your under seat area. Nice clean area. You don't see a lot of times, you know, you get a bike in, especially if one that's had a sissy bar or something, or you'll see all kinds of the little Scotch locks and electrical tape and, you know, twisted connected wires and who knows what. But this is what they would have, or what this should look like. Just your nice clean wiring to go back to your turn signals and tail light. A little boot there that covers up the connections. Still got your original Honda toolkit there and the little tray. We did put a new air cleaner in it, so you see that down there below the screen. A little bug screen to catch the big stuff before it gets to the air cleaner. Bottom of the seat, nice original shiny paint there. Here's where the this is your tray for the owner's manual. Owner's manual is still in here. It looks like unfortunately the cover has fallen off the original owner's manual, but it's there. Oh, this almost always seems to happen on these original paint. The seat, you know, the seat, they got this trim layer here, and it rides right there, and they all do that. But you know, it's hidden once the seat's down. You don't see it, but I think you're going to find that in a used original paint tank, unless you got an NOS tank or something that's been repainted or something like that. So helmet holders, as you've got your little decal there. There's your front helmet holder. Back here, your passenger helmet holder. And then once you lower the seat, then of course you can't get to them, so that kind of secures them from theft. So snap that down. I can't think of anything else that I haven't showed you. This bike is going to be for sale, so hopefully it finds a good home. Great bike to put on display, or take to some shows, or enjoy some rides. See what it felt like to ride motorcycles back in the mid-70s. If you haven't already, check out our other YouTube videos. We've been doing this on YouTube a long time. Don't have thousands of videos like the big popular guys, but got a handful from over the years. Click on the like and subscribe button so you can see our future videos when they come out. But, that's all I got. Thanks.